Hey everyone, Casey here. We're here for our weekly review. And guess what? We're profitable again. I'm going to go ahead and show my screen here and we're going to go through everything. And one of the things uh, that is great about this is that I've been really consistent recently. I'm going to go ahead and show everybody where we're at across the board. It's been really solid. So, again, this week here, you can see we hit our best week in a row, $2,115. And I do need to fix this. I'm going to have my spreadsheet guy. For some reason, the balance is negative 29,000 here. But this is just showing us at 5 weeks in a row. The last 2 weeks have been really solid, and I'm going to keep making that happen and keep crushing it. But let's go over all the accounts. So the $1 million Forex account, I haven't traded. Um, I had to reset my prop account because I hit my max drawdown. So I'm gonna have to start over on that. So that's the bad news, but it wasn't actually any money lost. So, but it did cut back some of my earning potential. And the thing about that was that I personally didn't manage my risk the right way, and so I got to work on that. But across the rest of the board, stuff was pretty good. So 52 trades has been phenomenal. I'm going to show you guys my 52 trades spreadsheet, just so you can kind of see how good that's been. If this is the right one, it's not. 52 trades. So I might not have it on here, which, oh, there we go. I got two of them. That's the problem. Okay, so this 52 trades here, right now we're just on a roll. Since 11/2, that's November, haven't lost more than 2 trades total, right? And I've got a bunch open and they're in profit right now. Now, obviously, most of these are in profit. The market can turn at any time. It's easy for the market to turn. But right now, a lot of trades are in profit. And so I will probably start closing some of these to start locking in profit because I have so many that are open at one time. Sometimes, so I've got a lot of open profit, but sometimes if you have a lot of open profit and the market turns, you have a big reversal really hard. So I want to close some of these out for winners, which I did last week, close some out. But I mean, right now it's looking good. I actually just added to this IWM trade. IWM, I just added to it, which was really cool to be able to do, because I've been holding it for a long time, and it's nice to see it where I just added to the trade. So my original position on IWM was 10.98 for a 202 call. Now I got a 204 at 11.26. So, anyways, pretty sweet. Let's go ahead, keep going. So that was up 1,300. The crypto strategy was up 440, but again, this one's down on the year. Infinite Edge Robot had no trades. My Orca strategy was up $85, making me up 27 on the year. And then my dollar cost average was up 82, making it up yearly. Let's make that green. On the year, we're up $285. And then backdoor income was 198. And right now we're at 200. And so then for the summary, we're up 2,015 on the week. Our starting balance was 34,643. And currently we're at 34,897. So I am now profitable on the year. We had a little bit of a downturn initially, and most of it was because we had a bad week on this robot. But most of the way across the board, we're doing really well, and I'm looking for this to continue. It looks like the markets are going to do really well, and I did want to also go over. Let's go over some of my DCA trades, my dollar cost average. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of the positions that I'm taking on those. just so you guys can see the trades, just get a familiarity there. Let's go ahead and one of my main stocks on the DCA is Shopify. Let's go ahead and pull the chart up on Shopify. So you can see Shopify did have a bad week, which might be an opportunity for a re-entry, but I've been dollar cost averaging. So when I saw this happen in 22, I was like, I got to get in. So once we hit the bottom, I started adding Shopify, and I've been buying weekly. And so you can see my average cost is really low, and it's all the way up to 81. So that's been a really, really good trade. Another long-term hold of mine, and some of these are just kind of like, oh yeah, duh. But Apple, and again, I just started buying weekly on Apple, and so when we had this downturn, it's really good for me because I keep buying and buying and buying, and then we get a big move. And so even now, if we come back and keep going lower, I think now might be a time for a good trade for Apple. But uh, if we keep going lower, I'm just gonna keep buying. Another stock I have for my long term is McDonald's. Again, same time of thing. McDonald's just keeps going up. I don't always do stocks like this because you did see Shopify had a big dip. I do like some stocks that take big dips, but I also like stocks that just always go up. And McDonald's is one of them. I just keep buying every week on McDonald's. Um, and let's go to Dollar General. Dollar General is another one that I have been buying in, and I started buying in on Dollar General right around this first drop down here. And so I was like, oh man, we're at support right here. I drew this area and I was like, oh, I really want to get into Dollar General, but then it fell here. But I was like, okay, well, I still like the company. And so I just kept buying. And then now we're popping back. And I'm actually already back in profit. So one of the great things about dollar cost averaging is you get in initially and it drops, 152 down to 100. I lost 50% on the initial trade. I'm like, oh man, this is just terrible. But to be honest, it was fine because I get better prices. So now if we break above this, I really expect this 150 area to be some resistance. It might come back and push down, but if it pushes above this, we're in good shape. But even so, I'm just going to keep buying and getting my lower cost down. And then when it finally pops back up, I think will be good. And I like their business model. And so with that being said, I'm really good with that. Let's see. Oh, another stock on my, and you guys are noticing something. My buy and hold stuff is really good. And that's okay, right? Because why? Because I'm making money on them. I pick only when I'm doing buy and hold. Even in the market's down, I try to pick really good stocks. So this is Applied Materials, and I cannot remember exactly when I first got into this. Maybe around the 100 area. But you can see I've almost doubled my money. But again, not really because I'm always adding. So when it keeps going up, my dollar cost goes up a little higher. But again, I'm really doing well on this stock, and I have actually bought some options on this one too for my 52 trades. And we're going to keep going. One of the stocks that I just started doing recently was Match. And that's not really, it's a buy and hold stock for me, but it's not really a long term. I really just thought that we could at least double from here. And so we're at 37. I started to dollar cost average. I'm looking for this to probably go maybe in the 70s, double. And then when we're there, I'll re-look at it. I might roll it into something else. I do, like I said, I do get some of these bottom dwellers from time to time. I like the stocks that always go up, but I also do bottom dwellers because I like to get those bounces. Yeah, so that's another one. Another bottom dweller that's actually, this is my worst stock out of my entire portfolio is Chewy. And you can see this thing is just been tanking, and I've been holding this one for a long time. And I just keep buying, and it keeps tanking. but we do have a bottom here. And so I'm hoping that this will be the bottom of the bottom. And the good news about this is their revenues are growing and the company seems to be pretty solid. So if we get a bounce and we come back up, I could make a lot of money on this. If the company takes off and the stock takes off, I could really make a huge amount because I've been buying it in the bottom for so long and I've built up a lot of shares. And so if it takes off back up to the all-time highs, I will be absolutely crushing it. So sometimes you don't want to be afraid of a big move to the downside because it's got a huge, tremendous opportunity. But if the company collapses and it's trash, then it's not worth it. So you want to, if you do it, you want to see a growth stock that has some big potential. Another one of my losers is Etsy. Etsy's been going down for a long time, but we finally have something that I believe could be the turnaround for this because we have a lower low, a bounce, and then a lower low or a higher low, right? So we know how trends move. And so we have a higher low. And so if it makes another higher high, if it comes up, this is my resistance zone. If it breaks above this, it's a really good sign. And I also have I'll be in profit by then too because I'm actually underwater right now, but if it bounces, I'll be above. And I've got time on these. If it keeps going lower, I'll just keep going till the valuation looks good and eventually I might roll it into something else. But right now I'm okay with continuing to do it. All right, one more for you on my buy and hold portfolio, and that's Tractor Supply. And this is another one that just keeps going up. Um, you can see the performance on this has been really good. And so I've really never had any problems with this. I just keep buying in, and I'm just going to continue. Like on this dip here, 2023, most of the stocks were going up in 23, but Tractor Supply was going down. And I'm like, okay. And I just kept buying in and getting better prices. And now we're back up, getting close to the all time high. And if it does make an all time high, it could shoot it up even into the 300 range. So really like that stock, and I just keep buying and hold. So that's my buy and hold portfolio. My dollar, I call it the DCA, dollar cost average. My goal is to get this up to 25,000 year to date, but you can see we're already up 5% total. And so, yeah, that's very good. And I'll be continuing to dive into some more of these strategies as well. Um, the one I didn't mention was my crypto strategy. That's up $400 this week. All right. I think that's probably a good review. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate all the help and all the feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you.